Okay. Very good. Tinggikan. Are you saying that aku pendek? Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, because of the monitor. Okay, sorry. So, shall we start? Because time is actually quite short. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Terima kasih kepada semua rakan media yang hadir. I have very short time sebenarnya, only about 10 minutes before I have to rush to the first cabinet meeting. So I can't blame the media if I'm late for the first cabinet meeting kan. So kita bersama dengan pimpinan kanan daripada EPU, daripada Jabatan Statistik, daripada Unit Kerjasama Awam Swasta. We give this opportunity kepada rakan media supaya in exchange for taking photos for the clocking in. So Alhamdulillah, I started semalam sebenarnya kerana kebetulan semalam ada mesyuarat peringkat Menteri bagi negara-negara pengeluar minyak OPEC. So OPEC sits down regularly to set the production quota. So that had to happen last night. So saya ambil peluang untuk ucap terima kasih kepada semua pengurusan EPU yang menjadi sekretariat yang memudahkan dan juga wakil-wakil Petronas malam. So this morning was a continuation of yesterday. So everything is good, well. It is daunting, but inshallah, I think if you take it step by step, hopefully we'll see better days ahead. So rather than you listen to me, kalau ada very quick questions given the constraint of time.
Tiga polisi mungkin YB kita apakah keutamaan YB dalam terutama di ekonomi
sebab itu bila tadi kepimpinan EPU telah beri taklimat awal mengenai perancangan, sebenarnya masalah itu sudah sedia diketahui. I think there's a strong correlation between what I felt as an outsider previously about what needs to be focused with what is in planning. Maksudnya ada kesinambungan yang baik dari segi tumpuan untuk industri-industri ataupun kegiatan ekonomi yang boleh melonjakkan kepada negara berpendapatan tinggi. The full focus to get us out of middle income trap. There's a lot of focus on less endowed states, contohnya kan negeri-negeri yang buat masa sekarang ini tidak mengalami pertumbuhan yang baik, negeri-negeri yang lebih ramai orang miskin. There's a strong focus on the most vulnerable groups in society economically, tentang program pembasmian tegar dan sebagainya. There's a strong focus on SDG and tech and knowledge economy. So I think looking at what the plan is, I do have the comfort that the civil servants are trying their best and have covered all the necessary areas. What we need to make sure is that there is a strong cohesion daripada the top leadership of the government all the way down to make sure that what is being planned actually is carried out properly and the message is being communicated well to put everyone on the right track. And then I think we can have the momentum so that the country can focus on building the economy rather than all the other, too much politics.
Why are you proposing to have changes in the 12 Malaysia plan? If yes, like what changes are you making?
I think that's premature. I think it's very premature for me to say anything about any policy now. So after all, it's my first hour officially in office. So let us go through everything with the leadership of ministry. Let us go through at the cabinet, and then I think we'll be able to decide with more information maybe in the weeks and months ahead. But I think it's too premature now.
What about the development expenditure? Have you had any?
We've gone through it, but I think it's at very macro level. As I say, it's very premature now to say anything. But I think we are going through the process anyway because the government will table emoluments budget, I think, in the next sitting. And then the full budget will be tabled maybe in a matter of 1 or 2 months after that. I can only take another one, otherwise I'll be late for my first. I don't, yeah.
Basically, what be the only difference that you are bringing to the table will be your promise on the implementation of whatever policy.
No. I don't say that. I think in the first hour of catching up, I take comfort that I think what EPU is looking at now is very much correlated with what exactly matters economically out there. Of course, as we go through in more details in the next 1 or 2 months, obviously there'll be tweaks here and there, there'll be different approaches, but I don't see any major omission, for example. So that means that in terms of the focus, in terms of the areas, in terms of it is more or less correlated with what I think the country should be focusing. But of course, there are different layers. As you go through the projects one by one, as you go through the coordination, then hopefully we can see what we can do differently to get better results.
Sir, will you keep your promise to go after Tan Sri Azabatu?
I don't think that's exactly what I said. And I think it makes political sound bites or news bites. But what I meant was that should the new government takes over, and we have. The priority is to really make everything independent and makes everything by the law. So it's not just Zambaki or anyone or even myself. We really have to be careful about what we do because once, hopefully, as we make sure there's no interference and all the institutions are independent and the check and balances work, then, everyone should really stay on the right course, kan? Jadi the law will take care of itself once we have independence, full independence, and that's a reminder to everyone. Last.
Sebagai Menteri Keuangan yang mana YB sendiri sebelum ini membantah dengan kedudukan itu.
I think it's an extraordinary circumstance. Ideally, yes. Kalau ikut pandangan saya, secara idealnya, kita pisahkan jawatan Menteri Kewangan dengan jawatan Perdana Menteri. Dan pendirian itu tidak berubah. Saya tak berpendapat bahawa hanya kerana keadaannya sekarang ini mendesak dan kita kena ambil pendirian itu tidak bermakna bahawa itu perlu diteruskan. I think as best, but the situation is extraordinary. Kita berada dalam keadaan yang tidak ada mana-mana parti yang boleh membentuk kerajaan dan perlu bergabung. Kan? Pada masa yang sama juga, kita perlukan kepimpinan ekonomi yang kuat dan menjadi teras kepada program kerajaan. Jadi pada pandangan saya, itu satu keputusan yang sangat sukar yang telah diambil sebenarnya. Kerana bila kita ada gabungan-gabungan yang masing-masing membentuk kerajaan, sudah tentu setiap komponen mahu jawatan Menteri Kewangan itu berada di pihak mereka. Jadi kalau contohnya ada orang daripada PH yang jadi Menteri Kewangan pun, itu akan ada masalah kepada BN. Kalau daripada BN ada masalah kepada PH dan GPS dan lain-lain. Oleh kerana it's an extraordinary situation now, maka keputusan itu bagi saya sesuai buat masa sekarang, iaitu senang Perdana Menteri yang jadi Menteri Kewangan. Supaya dia tak timbul isu tentang gabungan yang berbeza. But I hope as we move forward, and as we put everything in place, then certainly the situation now is an exception, not a norm. Okay? I really have to go. Otherwise, nanti kau jawab dengan Wan Ibrahim. Alright, thank you very much. I got to rush. We'll definitely meet again. Okay. Depan. Well, we can catch up after this. In fact, but we'll definitely catch up. Give me about 1 or 2 days, if need be. Then we'll meet the media again. Okay? But I think it's best to allow me some days just to get through everything dulu. Okay? All right.